On the broadcast tonight, ship sails on. As students prepare for online classes, the university prepares to welcome students back to campus in just a few weeks. What new things could we see when we return? 9 days in, President Biden closes in on the end of his first full week as president. We look at what he's done, the new faces in the cabinet, and what's next to come. And the biggest story from Inauguration Day, Bernie Sanders' mittens, how the mittens have gone viral. That and more coming up right here on SUTV News. Good evening and welcome to SUTV News. I'm Jacob Hitz. Starting February 4th, SHIP will hold classes online through Monday, February 22nd. And while not new to students, it is more difficult online than being in person. But the university wants everybody to succeed this semester. SUTV's Megan Talley has more.
With the coronavirus pandemic, students are feeling stressed and anxious for what the spring may bring. However, Shippensburg University now offers a free D2L course so that students have the keys to success.
When you log on to D2L, you can access the online readiness course to help you find resources about campus technology and how to make online learning easier for you. In these online learning modules, campus officials provide videos about subjects such as what to expect from online learning, how to utilize Zoom, and how to best stay motivated and manage your time. And at the end, you'll be able to master that with a quick and easy quiz that you can take however many times will best help you.
This course is free for students and will be available for an unlimited time. Reporting for SUTV News, I'm Megan Talley.
In Pennsylvania, COVID-19 numbers are dropping after alarming spikes due to holiday travel and gathering. But Governor Wolf and Acting Health Secretary Allison Beam asked Pennsylvanians to stay alert and keep wearing masks and social distancing in public. Wolf says that hopefully with the help of the Biden administration, more people can get the vaccine faster. Right now, Pennsylvania is on phase 1A of the vaccine distribution, with healthcare workers, people over 65, and people with certain pre-existing conditions. Legendary broadcaster Larry King died at the age of 87 after being hospitalized due to COVID-19. SUTV's Adam Beam has more.
Good evening. My name is Larry King.
The entertainment world is still reeling from the passing of Larry King. The iconic radio host was 87 years old when he passed away on January 23rd after 3 decades in the industry. King had a prolific career with interviews ranging from Hollywood royalty like Marlon Brando to every president since Gerald Ford. And even after King retired in 2010, he would leave behind over 6,000 episodes of content and continue to pop up in several forms of media.
It's the Shacktron, dude!
They made the house into a robot. Fascinating.
King's passing was announced on Facebook that morning by his son Chance on King's official Facebook page, saying, quote, "With profound sadness, Aura Media announces the death of our co-founder, host, and friend Larry King, who passed away this morning at age 87 at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles." End quote. For years, King struggled with a number of health issues. He suffered multiple heart attacks, which led to the creation of the Larry King Cardiac Foundation. In 2017, King had revealed his diagnosis with lung cancer, though with surgery it was treated successfully. And even after personal losses like the death of Andy King and Chaya King, 2 of his adult children who passed away just a few weeks apart from each other, King always remained in good spirits. It was revealed, however, that King was committed to Cedars-Sinai in late December due to COVID-19, but it has not yet been confirmed if it had anything to do with King's passing. Following the death, hundreds of King's former guests spoke out to give their condolences and express the kind of person King was. One of the celebrities who had the most to say was comedian Billy Crystal, who had a close relationship with King.
I think of Larry as really sort of like a relative. He sounded like a relative. He was funny. He was charming. He was very smart. And he was a regular guy we could talk about.
Larry King is survived by his 3 sons, Larry King Jr., Chance King, and Cannon King. For SUTV News, I'm Adam Beam.
Amateur traders banded together to teach Wall Street a lesson this week as they altered the narrative at the stock market. Here's SUTV's Marley Bowman.
This week, the average trader took to the internet in hopes of proving that even amateurs can make a bit of cash from the stock market. Members of the Reddit page Wall Street Bets started a movement by investing in dying companies such as Nokia, AMC, and most notably GameStop. Wall Street Bets and the movement started getting traction after SpaceX CEO Elon Musk tweeted about the Reddit page. Multiple hedge funds and professional money managers have been betting $3 billion against GameStop as it was projected to continue to decline. Online traders started to push back, causing GameStop's market value to increase from $2 billion to $24 billion. As word of this plan grew, multiple trading platforms started to take action. One of the most popular trading apps among Gen Z and millennials, Robinhood, whose mission is to allow the average person access to the world of trading, has recently restricted trades regarding GameStop and AMC. The company had stated their decision was based on security reasons. The majority of their partners had claimed that this was all an act of market manipulation and sparked outrage from both parties, claiming that the restrictions are unlawful and disgraceful. A class action lawsuit was filed in the Southern District of New York against the app. We will keep you updated as we learn more. This is Marley Bowman reporting for SUTV News.
One person was injured and 5 others are dead after a shooting early Sunday morning in Indianapolis. According to police, shortly before 4 a.m., a boy was found suffering from a gunshot wound a block away from the home where the shooting took place. Court documents show 17-year-old Raymond Ronald Lee Childs III has been charged with 6 counts of murder, attempted murder, and carrying a handgun without a license. Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department Chief Randall Taylor called the charges welcome news for the community dealing with the loss. Childs will be tried as an adult for the murders, and the pretrial is scheduled for April 21st. For the first time in U.S. history, the President of the United States has been impeached twice. And now the Senate must decide whether or not to convict former President Donald Trump, while Republicans call the impeachment unconstitutional. Here's SUTV's Adam Beam with the latest.
While it's been just over a week since President Joe Biden was sworn into office, all eyes continue to remain on former President Donald Trump, who awaits his trial for impeachment for a second time. This comes after the attack on the U.S. Capitol by a mob of pro-Trump supporters, who many government officials believe to have been sparked by President Trump's constant refusal to accept the 2020 election results, and an attack that resulted in the deaths of 5 people.
On this vote, the ayes are 232, the nays are 197. The resolution is adopted. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table.
The impeachment of President Trump was filed by the House of Representatives with a majority vote of 217, 10 of which were by Republicans who felt that President Trump needs to be held responsible for inciting an insurrection. These Republicans include Adam Kinzinger of Illinois, John Katko of New York, and Liz Cheney, daughter to former Vice President Dick Cheney, are just some of the Republicans who jumped the line and voted for impeachment. Now it all comes down to the Senate, where things have become much more divisive. Senate Republicans have spent the past week attempting to postpone or completely do away with the trial altogether, as this Tuesday the Senate was able to stop a Republican-led effort to label the trial as unconstitutional. It was dismissed by a vote of 55 to 45. One of the Republican senators who voted against this push by their party was Susan Collins, who said, quote, "I think it's pretty obvious from the vote today that it is extraordinarily unlikely that the president will be convicted. Just do the math," end quote. The other 4 Republican senators to cross the line include Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, Mitt Romney of Utah, Ben Sasse of Nebraska, and Patrick J. Toomey of Pennsylvania, all of which seeing backlash from their party and from their representative states. But besides from President Trump, eyes remain on Senator Mitch McConnell, who has spoken through advisors and private messages to colleagues that he would support the move to impeach President Trump, but continues to support the Republicans' push to throw out impeachment claims, and was one of the figures pushing to delay the trial, a trial that will now take place on Tuesday, February 9th. As of right now, all signs are leaning towards former President Trump being acquitted once again, which was the outcome of his first impeachment trial just over a year ago. And in order for the president to be found guilty, it would require 2/3 vote or 67 votes in order for there to be any conviction made. For SUTV News, I'm Adam Beam.
In his first full week in office, President Joe Biden has kickstarted efforts put forward by the Obama administration. The U.S. re-entered the Paris Climate Accords, re-allowed transgenders into the military, and will speed up efforts to put Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill. The Biden administration also paused deportations for 100 days and is working on buying 200 million more COVID vaccines. Congress is in the process of approving cabinet members, including new Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, and Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin. Others not yet confirmed include Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, Attorney General Merrick Garland, and Secretary of the Interior Deb Haaland, who would become the first Native American cabinet member in U.S. history. Also working in the White House is former Senator and Secretary of State John Kerry, who assumed the new role of climate envoy in the administration. At a press conference on Wednesday, he spoke about cooperating with other nations, particularly China, in order to help protect the environment.
With respect to China, obviously we have serious differences with China on some very, very important issues. And I am as mindful of that as anybody, having served as Secretary of State and in the Senate. The issues of theft of intellectual property and access to market, South China Sea, I mean, run the list. We all know them. Those issues will never be traded for anything that has to do with climate.
Not everything Biden has done has pleased the country, as a lawsuit from Texas has stopped the pause on deportation and will head to the courts, arguing that the Biden administration should have consulted the state of Texas before making the decision. We are just 1 week away from the big game, plus how advertisers are dealing with COVID. Here's Patrick Ramsdale with sports.
Some Shippensburg sports facilities have been under renovation since last semester, and many facilities are close to being complete. The new AstroTurf fields at Seth Grove Stadium and Robb Sports Complex are finally complete and awaits the athletes to take the field. In Donald M. Miller Pool in Higas Fieldhouse, new starting blocks with a wedge support system were installed earlier this month. Finally, the locker rooms at Seth Grove will be finished next month and will be unveiled to the team once completed. Once the locker rooms are completed, SUTV will give you the inside look. The big game is just a week away, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Kansas City Chiefs are set to square off for a chance at history. SUTV's Jacob Hitz has more.
The NFC and AFC championship game set the stage for the 55th big game this past Sunday. Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers moved from the tropics to the tundra to stun the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field, bringing Tom Brady to his 10th NFL championship game of his career. Meanwhile, Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs returned to the big game, handling the Bills with ease and looking to repeat as champions. Tampa will host the big game, marking the first time that a team will actually play at home. Pre-game ceremonies will include U.S. Poet Laureate Amanda Gorman and a performance from Miley Cyrus. The Weeknd will perform at halftime with the potential of other stars joining him on stage. Both teams are practicing with the big game in mind. The question is, who wins the game? Does Tom Brady go on to win his 7th ring? Or does Patrick Mahomes become the first quarterback to win back-to-back Super Bowls since Tom Brady in 2003 and 2004. We'll just have to wait and see. Kickoff for the game, 6:30 Eastern on February 7th on CBS. For SUTV Sports, I'm Jacob Hitz.
The NFL Championship is one of the most watched programs across the country, making it an incredible marketing opportunity to sell a product. Some of the most notable companies, however, are choosing to sit out this year's game to focus their money towards COVID-19 vaccine efforts. Think some simple airtime during the big game won't set you back much? Think again. 30 seconds of commercial space sets an advertiser back $5.5 million. Many big companies this year are choosing to put their money elsewhere. Some of the big names sitting out are Avocados from Mexico, Ford, Coca-Cola, Budweiser, Facebook, and Hyundai. In years past, most ad space would have been sold out by early December, but this year CBS is reporting that only 80% of ad space has been sold so far. The sports world lost a legend last week. Baseball Hall of Famer Hank Aaron passed away last Friday at the age of 86 due to natural causes. The right fielder debuted with the Milwaukee Braves in 1954 and stayed with the team for 20 years through the team's move to Atlanta. He returned to Milwaukee for his last season to play for the Brewers. Aaron is widely remembered for holding the home run record for 33 years with a total of 755 home runs. SUTV gives our condolences to the Aaron family during these times. That'll be it for sports. Let's send it back to Jacob Hitz.
Inaugurations always have at least one notable moment. In 2017, it was George W. Bush versus his poncho. This time around, it's Bernie Sanders and his mittens. SUTV's Bailey Casada has more.
The National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum unveiled a Bernie Sanders bobblehead, honoring his memorable appearance at Joe Biden's inauguration. The Vermont senator is sitting in a folding chair wearing a face mask, big mittens, and a winter coat. The image became a viral meme, with people photoshopping him into all kinds of iconic photos. The bobblehead is available for pre-order through the museum's online store. They cost $25 plus $8 shipping per order and are expected to ship in May. This is the second bobblehead of Sanders, as a Bernie Sanders for President bobblehead was released in 2016. For SUTV News, I'm Bailey Casada.
And that's our broadcast on this Friday night. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back next week with more. From all of us here at SUTV News, I'm Jacob Hitz. Thanks and good night.